Hi, everyone. Welcome to All About the Joy. I am so glad to have my friends in the neighborhood. Woo! So let me say hi first to Joy. Thank you for joining us. I'm so glad that you're here. Andrea, as always. Cynthia, I got much love for you. And Rick, you always here, so it don't matter. No, I love you, Rick. I'm so glad you're here. So today I wanted to do a little something different. All of you were going to bring questions and kind of throw it your way to kind of run the place. But I do have a couple of announcements I want to make first. So Rick, can you just double check that we are live? Because I don't see the live button on.
I know you just went live on Facebook.
Yeah, I see the live button.
Yeah, and LinkedIn said we were live too.
Okay, great. So one of the things I want to announce is next Thursday, we have our regular show. It'll be me and Rick. We're going to have our conversations. We might have a guest stop in. But on Friday at 6 p.m., it's going to be, I'm going to call it the collab of latenightparents.com and allaboutthejoy.com. Folks are going to be battling it out, and we're going to be on my platform, but Ted Hicks will be hosting it. I'm going to be very quiet. Because if not, it's just going to be me and Brian fighting. So, but mark your calendars. I'll send out a reminder tomorrow, Friday, 6 p.m. But don't forget, we'll be here Thursday as well. Cynthia will be here. Andrea will be here. Joy, are you coming?
I'll try to, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you even knew, because I haven't been able to talk to you on the down low, on the private. Yeah, so it's next Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time, and it should be fun. I think there's going to be about 10 of us on, so we'll see how that goes, and Ted Hicks will be moderating. I'm just being clear. I will not be moderating.
That's going to be wild.
That's going to be a wild. The only thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out to Christy Kotovan. I'm not saying his name correctly, but last week, and I can't believe this, but it is the highest listened to episode so far is with Joel Lava, and which is really weird because the other one was Juliana. So I'm gonna have to get Juliana back on because she's losing her, But it was so hard because there were so many issues with his internet. So it was really hard for me. So I had to call in reinforcements, and he's in London and he did it overnight. And, it wasn't perfect, but it was better than what I was able to do. And I just want to say thank you to him because it was just such a kind thing. He's a great editor. And I would love to think at some point I could hire him on a regular basis because it would just make my life easier. But shout out to him. So, okay, with that said, I'm going to let it go. I don't know who wants to go first, but it is Turn the Tables Thursday. So, Cynthia, you seem like you're ready.
Oh, yes, I have questions.
Okay, we're ready.
All right.
And tell us who you want to answer first. You in charge.
Okay. Do you feel that you are young at heart or an old soul? I'll go with Joy first.
Oh, I definitely feel like I'm young at heart. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, but why?
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. One, I've always loved to play. I'm not talking about just with kids. I mean, yeah, I'll get down on the floor with a kid and we can play all day. But I just enjoy having fun. Okay. I enjoy life. I enjoy every day because I know, especially even from 16, 17 years ago, for 3.5 years, I didn't know if I was going to live from week to week. Oh. And so I really started to enjoy life.
Wait, do you want to explain that or not? You don't have to, but that's deep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a little bit deep.
Yeah. In 2003, for whatever reason, the doctors don't know why, I had uncontrollable asthma. Oh. And for 3.5 years, I was at the doctor's or in the hospital every week. Wow. For 3.5 years.
Wow.
And the doctors described it as wildly out of control. I was allergic to a lot of the different asthma medications.
Okay.
So that couldn't really be controlled by that. And for 3.5 years, I was on very high doses of steroids. And that started the weight gain, that started just all kinds of crazy stuff when you're on steroids. I mean, the osteoporosis or osteopenia, so it was just kind of a snowball.
Yeah. So you were just in a bad space health wise, and you thought it was, I mean, you clearly thought it was near the end or something. You thought there was a possibility.
Oh yeah, there was several times. I've even had a doctor yell at me saying people die every day with asthma. I didn't want to be in the hospital again. And there was one night in particular, I was laying in the hospital. I'd been admitted again, and I had IVs in both arms, oxygen on, and it was probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. No, it was just I just don't want to cry. I was laying there, and it was just like a realization came over me that I'm still here.
Yes.
I may be wired up in IVs and drugs going through the IVs, but I'm still here.
Yes, you are.
And there was a purpose.
Yeah.
But after 3.5 years, I actually started doing better. The doctors don't know why it was starting to come back in control.
Wow.
That's crazy.
But
that is amazing too, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're a child at heart, and it's because I think we can clearly see that you are very happy with every day that you've had since that scare. I mean, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Go ahead, Cynthia. I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's my show. I'm always hosting. I gotta ask the follow-up. I'm sorry.
All right, Andrea, how about you?
I don't know. I think a little bit of both, which is sort of a cop-out, but
total cop-out because you're
I know. Well, my first thought was child at heart, because I think of myself as kind of immature. And then I was like, well, as I was hearing Joy talk about it, I'm like, I'm not like terribly playful and those kinds of things, but and I do like, I don't know, when I think of an old soul, I think about someone who thinks about things deeply and tries to know a lot of things, and I like that too. So I don't know.
You're an old soul. I'm just telling you what you are.
Well, yeah, maybe you should be answering these questions for us. But yeah, I was gonna say I lean more child at heart. And
That's funny.
As I get older, I certainly want to cultivate that more. You know what I mean? I'm already going to be older, so I may as well try to bring in some of the joy of being a child and having less responsibilities and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
I
guess that's fair. I guess.
All right,
whatever.
Rick, how about you?
Always been a mix because, like, all right, let's say we go to a gathering and it's all ages. What always happens? I end up with all the kids. Why? I don't know. They gravitate towards me. I don't know. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, where's Rick? You know where Rick is. It's like it always end up with the kids. I don't know why. But then at the same time, I'm like, I also feel like I'm old soulish too, because it's like I'm a deep thinker, I'm an observer, and I don't know. It's like I feel like I'm a mix.
Cynthia, you want me to answer it? Or
Yes.
you want to ask me okay. You know what? I don't think I could be an old soul because I feel like that has more wisdom than I have. I just don't think I'm that deep or that brilliant of a. Do you know what I mean? Like old soul to me, like when I think of people who are old souls, I think of like Maya Angelou, may she rest in peace, or people who are like really smart and really deep. I'm not that person. I don't know if I'm a kid at heart though either. I feel like I'm not.
Oh, are you both? Wait a minute.
I'm saying I don't think I'm either. I'm saying no. I'm not saying I'm both. I'm actually saying the opposite. I don't think I'm either. you know what I mean? Like I maybe that's a cop out, but I'm just being honest as I'm saying it. Like I feel, like I just had this huge conversation today with somebody at work, and I felt so mean and horrible, and I had to be professional and mature about it, right? And it's a hard thing to do, but I'm so good at it. And it's such a level of maturity and experience to be able to tell someone in their late 60s, early 70s to calm the F down. The world is not falling apart because you don't have your Bentley cleaned or whatever the hell was going on. You know what I mean? It was something as frivolous as that, So I don't see myself as either one of those. I don't. I think I'm just like boring, normal human being just trying to make it each day. That's what I see.
So you're like a teenager.
Cynthia, I'm a teenager, right? Okay, Cynthia, but what about you?
Oh, I'm a big kid.
I know. I was going to say, I help you with confusion. If you have confusion like Andrea, I would tell you.
I am a big kid, especially when it comes to Disney. I am like 5 years old when you talk about Disney.
Yeah, you are obsessed with Disney like Rick is with Marvel.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. That's so cool. Well, that was a good question. You have more?
I do.
Or should we go to?
Yeah.
I have one more.
Oh, go ahead, then. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Let's see. I have 4, but I'm gonna pick.
Is it as deep as that?
Probably not.
That was a good one.
Okay, this one's a quick one. What is your love language?
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. What is my love?
Cynthia, what do you know them all? Why don't you say what they are?
I honestly don't know. I've never even heard of the book.
I know some of them. I don't know all of them.
Okay, so what do you mean then? What is your love language?
Basically,
It's like
in any relationship, what do you feel is your way of expressing love to someone else, or the way you want them to express love to you?
With money? Is that what we're talking about?
If that's your way.
Lots of money would be great. No, I'm just
there's
kidding.
like, so I'm trying to, I don't think I remember them all, but there's acts of service. So doing nice things for you, well, like saying nice things, acknowledgement or something like that. Right. Physical touch, gifts. And is that all of them? I think that might be all of them. Maybe that I missed one, but
I'm confusion. I don't know what my love language is. Is that in all relationships?
well, that's the theory. Yeah. All
Or like
people
just
like to
man,
give and
man,
receive
man.
love in a certain way. And so it's your job to know what your partner's love language is so that you can communicate with them in that way.
Okay, Andrea, we'll go with you.
Go ahead, Andrea. What's your love language, girl?
Acts of service. Do nice things for me.
So that means okay, I just want to learn. So you're saying if somebody does nice things for you, then you love them?
They love you.
No,
it's showing
it's
their
like
love
that-
for you.
Yeah, that's how I like someone to show their love for me and how I show my love for other people, like cooking, right? That's doing a nice thing for people. I do that for people, that's a love language for me, and it's an act
I'm
of
just
service.
saying I have not felt that kind of love from you in a very long time. I have not felt the love language of cooking in my house and leaving me food for a couple weeks. I mean, just the friendship of our
Noted.
love language is confusion, I think.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Well, see, I don't know what your love language is. You have to tell me.
I've never thought of such a thing. I have no answer. I really don't. I don't know what my love language is.
Well, if you were in a relationship or in any relationship, how would you want someone to show you that they love you or appreciate you?
How do you know? Like, what makes you feel loved?
We should go to Joy. I think there's a reason why I am definitely single right now. Is this the answer? Is this what I've been missing the whole time?
You're like, I have no love language.
I don't have a love language. I don't know.
I'm not
She's
an old
not young
soul
or old.
childlike, and I have no love language.
I think we now know the secret. me that he's trying to come on, but I'm having so much fun. I'm going to have to try to ignore him for a bit. Oh, here he is. Wait, here he is. Okay, wait. We're going to bring Rick on. Rick, you missing it, child? We've now determined that the reason why I am single all this time is because I don't know what my love language is. I know. I'm like, that's the answer. All right, give me the options again, and I'll tell you what I think I might want it is. So material, it's clearly not material stuff. That doesn't
Well, no, it's gifts is one of them, right? It's like,
isn't that material?
Hey,
yeah, but
that's not really my thing. I'm asking you guys. But I don't think that's
gifts is one of them.
Affirmation,
words of affection, or some, like yes, thank you.
Wait, I'm confused. So you mean somebody tells me you're awesome and that's gonna make me love them? I'm confused.
Well, it's not about making you love them. It's not like some voodoo shit where they're like, oh, let me get out my doll and poke it in a hole and say she's awesome. She's gonna fall in love with me.
Okay, I'm still trying to figure out.
Thank you.
Okay, Rick just wrote words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, receiving gifts.
There you go.
Okay, I think mine might be quality time. That's probably fair, right, Andrea?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's probably me. Like, I don't need to see you every day. I don't even need you to live in my house. Hint, hint. Like, have your own place. But I like if we're gonna be together, I think that might be true.
Yeah, I
clearly
agree.
not, because I'm by myself.
Joy, your turn.
Oh my goodness. I love the quality time.
Yeah.
That quality time.
We're the same.
Yeah.
Cynthia, what's yours? And Rick, what's yours?
Oh, Rick, let's go with you first.
I would say probably quality time and some with a sprinkle of acts of service. Like it's basically, how do you feel loved when somebody does which one of these things? So quality time, huge for me. Like, you want to spend time with me? Cool. That shows you love me. I love that. But then acts of service is like, I'll do the dishes for you, whatever. I'll do this for you. You ain't got to do it. Really? Like, that'll make me feel like, oh, wow.
Oh, you know what? When you said acts of service, like when Andrea was talking, she said, I was thinking like, you volunteer. I still am confused by all of this.
No,
confusion. Acts of service.
Rub your feet at the end of the day, gas up your car, do something, like.
I want to revise. I like people rubbing my feet.
So she likes physical touch.
There you go. I want men to.
Oh boy. This is rated G, right? This is rated G show, right? This is family friendly.
Okay, wait a minute. Here's the thing: I'm in charge of the clips, so that will not be. Okay, that's so funny. All right, I think I'm getting it. All right, go ahead, Cynthia. What's yours?
So mine would be two of them. So I have the quality of time and gifts, but not like huge gifts. Like, for instance, like if somebody goes to a store and they know I love Disney. Let's give an example. And they go to a store, they see something with Disney or something like that, and they just thought of me and grabbed. It could be $1, it could be 25 cents. Doesn't even matter. Just the point that they show that they thought of me and picked something up for me.
It doesn't mean being materialistic. It means like somebody took the time to actually get you something and said, oh, I think this is going to make their day. And then you did it. And it's like, oh, wow.
Right.
Okay, but this isn't just romantic relationships then, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay, so you guys were just messing with me. Okay. Wow, after this, I'm gonna have to write in my journal and be like, this is what happened with this guy. I did not understand that he was trying to provide service.
And your love language might not be the same as your partner or as your friend. It may be totally different.
Well, clearly I wasn't even paying attention. So it's like, I didn't know that. Is that really a thing? I guess it's really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This will be the last time we do Turn the Tables Thursday. Because because the host is feeling like a loser.
But you're learning so much.
It's your therapy session.
I know it totally is. We're gonna fix Carmen after all. Who's next? Is it Andrea? Joy, I don't even know if you had time to do some questions, but it's okay.
No, just let me go last
Okay, that's
something
cool.
because
That's
I'm just still, yeah.
Andrea. Voila.
Okay. So I had a little bit of trouble coming up with a question, but I do have one. I actually have two. So I'm just going to lead into it. As Carmen knows, I don't like social media. I don't do social media, much to her, annoyance and whatever. And so I remember we had a conversation once where I told her, like, I'm a consumer of social media. I'm not a person who puts things out. I go there to look for things. And of course, we've all, I'm assuming that you're all, have accessed social media in the last week or whatever. It's been a super downer, to say the least. I came across, it was a TikTok that was posted on Twitter, because I don't do TikTok, which again is a problem. But nonetheless, it just brought me so much joy. I mean, I literally was like having tears, watching this TikTok. And it was this teacher who took her students, I would say they were probably like first graders, on a trip to Mexico. And she made little passports for them. And it was payday. And they had like little dollar bills. She set up the chairs and like they were on a plane. And she got like something on the screen that looked like it was takeoff. One of the moms made like all this Mexican food. So they had Mexican meal that they bought with their money, and they had souvenirs, and it was so, so, so wonderful. That was the age that I used to teach. So I just it just filled my heart with joy. And I was like, this is what I want from social media. I really don't want any of the other stuff. So I have two questions. First question is, what do you use social media for? How do you use it? And my second question, to really go with our theme, is what's something that you saw on social media in the last few days that brought you joy, if there was anything?
Oh, that is good. Very thorough.
I'll go first. I use social media to kind of get ideas, because I like my crafty stuff, scrapbooking, card making, things like that. So I like to get ideas on those. And then what really brings me joy when I see them is when I get decoration ideas for Christmas, especially because I love Christmas. So that's what I use it for.
Love that.
So I use social media not just for research, like that's one part, like especially when I'm interested in something specific work-wise, especially like on LinkedIn or whatever. TikTok, I'm telling you, all the dancing videos just make me so happy. I love people who can't dance and they're caught like they do a duet with somebody else and they're following them. Yeah, when I say they can't dance, they're following a professional dancer. You know what I mean? And I think the thing that frustrates me about Andrea and social media, I'm just gonna, because you brought it up, so I'm gonna say it, is you can curate what you choose to see on social media. You can do that, and I think that's what I've done. I also put limits on every social media, so I'm only on for an hour, right? And then my phone beeps and I stop. It never beeps so much because I've trained myself, But yeah, I love social media. My favorite things are the dancing videos, and one of my favorite. I've introduced Rick to him. Is what's his name? Terry K. Confusion. He does these videos that are like it's just the way he speaks. Like whether it's recipes that he's doing a duet with. He'll be like watching someone do a really bad recipe and he'll be like, police, why are you putting butter on whatever? Like he gets so annoyed, or he'll be like, I love that for you, meaning he ain't going to touch that recipe with a 10-foot pole. You know what I mean? So he brings me so much joy because he's a very happy guy and he's just very funny. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like watching the cooking things too.
Oh, man, so funny.
But my feed is probably like 70% cooking videos.
Okay, because where I was on Periscope and even on Haps, where I live streamed, I did a cooking show and I loved my cooking shows. I loved them. And so now that both of those have collapsed, I feel kind of lost almost. And now I'm going to try to do a podcast and do some different things. So it's kind of changing.
Right.
I love the cooking. I love the Christmas ideas. I watch YouTube on, about those all the time. And now I just lost my train of thought.
It's okay because your sound is going in and out again. We don't know what's going on.
It's so weird. Like we can hear you clearly, but there's these weird noises that come in and out. It's so weird.
Okay, yeah, because actually, for some strange reason, the house is kind of quiet tonight, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's not it's nothing in your house. It's
The weird noise coming through.
It's like a weird noise. It's almost like it's like a half buzz sound with a hitting of something.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't your headset. Although with your headset you sound more muffled than now you sound clear.
Right. Okay.
So that's okay. We're going to work with it. It's okay. Here's the reason why I bring it up is because, again, I'm the one doing the editing. So it becomes this really hard thing. But I'm not going to put all of this. It's too much work for me to do all 5 people. So I'm just going to try to get little clips and interweave. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I want to win the lottery. That's all I want. Not for any. I just need enough to hire people to help. I don't need much. Okay. Did I accidentally cut you off, Joy?
I lost the. I
You lost your train of thought.
What was the second part of the question?
Well, you said what you use it for, and just what brought you joy on social media this week or recently.
Oh, I read this story actually today on Facebook about this woman sat down. This kind of like a hateful lady sat down next to this older gentleman on the plane, and she said she didn't want to sit next to him. She demanded to change seats, and the flight attendant went to speak with the pilot, and the pilot was okay. We'll change them. And then the flight attendant came back, said, "Can you please follow me?" And the woman stood up and said, "No, gentlemen, will you please follow me?" And took him to first class.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, good. So she got an upgrade.
No, he got the upgrade.
He did. Right.
The upgrade. Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. I like the little joyful moments on social media. I really do.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay, Rick, you gonna share? So
I'd say as far as usage, both informational and entertainment. If I'm a little bored or if I'm on hold or something for a long time, like I'm not listening to music, we put on something on Instagram or something, whatever. But probably more informational because I like to learn things, understand things, and so I look at a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that. But yeah, also entertainment, and the funny stuff for me is what Carmen doesn't like. I do like the slapstick stuff,
and he keeps sending it to me, and I'm like,
I try not to.
I know. I send him a question mark. Like, does this have anything? I'm at work, and I'm like, oh, Rick, my co-host is sending me maybe information for the upcoming show. Let me see what it could be. And it's like some dorky, stupid thing.
Like what kind of when you say slapstick? What do we like? Jackass type of stuff? Like, what are we talking about?
Not that degree. No, not that far.
No. For me, it's just as bad. Like Lucy stuff. Lucy Ball, like stuff that I don't think is funny. I don't think my level of humor is that difficult, but it clearly does not jive with most people on our show. That's all.
So we know comedy is not her love language.
Comedy is not my love language.
Nah.
It's true. It's funny. I don't know if it's all comedy. Now I'm feeling bad. You know what? We're not doing this kind of shit. Ever again. It's never happened.
Another ones that I'm seeing a lot more of now was I was today years old when I found out this. That's coming up a lot.
Oh yeah, those are funny.
And I'm like, some of them are like, really? Come on, everybody knows that. Some are like, are you serious? Like,
I know, some of them are like, oh, me too, but I ain't gonna share. Wow, it's so funny. I like the things, and this is so weird, but like learning how to fold your clothes so that it's really effective and like for your suitcase or just all the different ways
I
people
love
fold
those.
things. I love those. I'm like, that is so cool. Yeah, those things.
I like watching them, but I would never do it.
Oh, I do it for my jeans now.
Oh,
Like
really?
hanging up my jeans makes so much more sense in the way in which. Yeah, I'll send you.
I did finally learn how to fold a fitted sheet though from a really,
I
really,
did
really
too.
hot guy who did a TikTok.
Right? Let's talk about that. I think what was missing in high school for me was the visual of a hot man trying to teach me history. I'm just saying. Or algebra.
It doesn't
or whatever.
hurt. It doesn't hurt.
it
If you're
does
gonna
not
dance
hurt.
around without a shirt and show me how to do it, yeah, I'll watch that 17 times till I figure it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We are so. Is it misogynist too when we do that? When women do it?
I feel so objectified.
Oh, okay. Is objectified? Is misogynist just for when men do it to women?
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know that I would call it misogynist, but sexist.
Sexist. Okay. All right. Well, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Clearly learning a lot today on all about the hate for Carmen.
Aw.
I'm just kidding. Okay. Who's next?
I think that's everybody on my
I think it's Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
So I had a question. This is going to be sci-fi-ish, so bear with me.
I was just going to say he's going to talk about Star Trek or something.
No, not Star Trek. This might require some thinking, but somebody from the future comes to see you right now and says, I'm going to send you to your past for 30 seconds to give yourself a message.
Oh,
Where would you go and what would be the message? I know me. Like, I know exactly what I would do.
You're going to have to answer because all of us are going to have to think on it for a minute. Like that should have been.
I already know.
Oh, Joy already knows.
Something for me was this. I should never have taken this job promotion. That literally changed so much of my life because a few months after that, company layoff and they all got rid of the newer people. That literally changed my life in so many ways. So if I had never done that, if I could have gone back and say, don't do it, don't take the promotion, my life would be so different right now. I'm convinced.
Oh yeah, I would go back to my ex and just say, don't do it. I would lock myself in the closet before I would make that.
Wait, did you say your ex? So you would tell yourself not to date him?
Yes.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I would say, run like the wind. Don't do it.
That is so funny. Okay. Andrea, have you figured it out?
Yeah, I worked at this software company in the 90s while I was in college, and my boss was super into Apple products. That's how I learned how to use a computer. And he was always like, he bought a bunch of Apple stock, and he was like, you should buy it, you should buy it. And I was like, I'm good. So I would go back and tell myself, have Ron show you how to buy some Apple stock.
Right. I think I would
don't do anything with it, but sit on it for.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do too. I'm going to jump on that bandwagon. I would probably do something like that. Have somebody, I don't know who, but have somebody tell me to give me the money. Oh, you can't change it. You can only tell yourself something. Okay, I would go back. This would be more secure. I would go back and find out what the actual lottery numbers were for the $1 billion blah, 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 because you would at least get half. And I'd whisper it to myself in the future. Okay, that's what I would do. I would.
There you go.
I'm cheating.
Talking to a billionaire right now.
Right. I'd probably go back and tell myself what I want to do now, and then that way I would have been in school sooner instead of waiting so long for my degree.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah. I guess you would have to think about it as something that you, not so much regret, but something you'd want to change. I don't know. I kind of want to see how this all pans out. I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, I feel like I've done so much and I feel like I've done so much right and I still don't have the things I want. So where is this going? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like now messing with the good Lord. I'm like, you know what? We're here now. I need to see how this ends. Hopefully it ends well. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I kind of don't want to change anything in my past if I'm being really honest. because I want to see what the hell this was all for.
Yeah, I thought about a couple of things, like don't go to law school. And I was like, but I don't want to lose what I learned from those things.
I was just gonna say, I don't think I would have met you if you didn't go to if you hadn't.
Yeah, exactly. All of that has like trajectories that take you off into other places.
It's so true. Like the minute you said that, I thought if you had not gone to law school, you and I would never have met.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think my life would be much more horrible without you in it. Oh,
same here. No joy,
it's
girl.
true.
No joy. No, I'm serious.
It's true.
That's what I mean when I started to even walk down the road a little bit. I'm like, too many things change then that I don't want to change. So you can't,
Yeah. Yeah. And I just wrote a chapter about you in my book. Yeah. And I just know that wouldn't have happened either. Yeah. Andrea's like, what?
Bitch will not get on social media.
It's so annoying. She's never outside of LA. It's so funny.
We're in her anti-ET.
I have a question. Did everyone answer? We all answered, right? I have a question. Oh, is there another question?
Wait.
I could ask another question.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead.
So this one is obviously one that you're going to feel comfortable discussing, and I have one, but something that publicly happened that you were very embarrassed or humiliated or something to that nature. So I'll tell you what happened with me, and I'll never forget it because I was really embarrassed. So it was a church thing, and I was one of the people that was supposed to sing. And the woman that ran it, I called her mom because I loved her and we would talk all the time. And she was how do you say it? A plus size black woman. Yeah, okay. And I called her mom. I loved her to death. And so the lineup was set. You got the paper, you can see who's going next. Da, 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 da. One guy was stuck in traffic, so like, all right, we'll just throw him later on when he comes in. Da, da, da. So then everybody's going, da, 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 and I'm next. So she's like, well, this next person, I'm very close to them. We've gone out to eat and we've done this. And I literally think she's talking about me because everything matched. And then she says, come on down, so-and-so, whoever the dude's name was. And I'm standing up already, starting to walk down. And I was like, oh my God. And the lady next to me, I didn't know her from Adam. I put my head on her shoulder. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was so embarrassed, right? Oh. So then he did his thing, right? After hearing this big, long introduction, right? So now it is my turn. What did she do? Rick, where are you, Rick? Come here, Rick. What? Oh I was like, I will never forget that. That was funny.
Wow. You didn't call her mom after that either, huh?
No, I still did.
Oh, man.
Just wrong. That's happened to me before, though, too. I think we've all had a little probably where we're like embarrassed in that way. I just know like the simple things, like when somebody's saying hi to you from across the street or something, and you're like, and you realize they're not talking to you. Like that's happened to me I'm like, girl, put your ego in check.
Or when the Bluetooth things first started coming out, you don't know if they were talking to themselves or to you or to what.
Oh yeah. But now I just think people are crazy when they're walking down the street with Bluetooth.
I've got a horrifying one.
No.
So I was substitute teaching. I can't remember how old they were, like almost middle school, I guess. But and so the teacher had left a note, with all the stuff to do, and one of the things to do was to take a quiz after lunch. So have the little papers, the stack of papers. She's like, have them clear their desks and put the quizzes down, and then time them, whatever. So they're all getting settled and everything. And I'm like, all right, clear your desks. And I start putting the quizzes down, like face down, and there's like the stragglers. And I'm like, clear your desks, everybody. And I learned the names pretty fast. So I'm like naming people off. I'm like, all right, James, put your stuff away, whatever. And then I turn around and I see this kid still has some stuff on their desk, and I can't remember their name now, which is probably because I blocked this whole incident. But so I'm like, whatever, Jane, take all of you, and I'm getting a little annoyed because I'm impatient. Jane, take all of your stuff off of your desk, and all the kids around her are like, those are her hooks. She's got hooks. She didn't have any hands, and it was like,
Oh.
oh my god! I still I want to crawl under the desk even saying it right now. It was so, and I was just like, I'm sorry, that's fine. Here you go. And I just turned around and I was like, please, God, strike me down right now. Just take it all away. These kids don't want to take this quiz. Let's all just go. Let's all go together.
Oh my god!
Did no one tell you before you did substitute?
She was like not. She only came to the class for like math or whatever, and I just, oh my god. So yeah, that's the worst, one of the worst moments of my life.
Oh man.
And all the kids, like, they're literally, those are her hooks. She's got hooks. And I'm like, I can still hear it like in my ears.
Yeah, no, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Feeling bad for the poor girl.
Oh Jesus, yeah. So that's, cut to, I don't teach anymore.
She quit after that day.
Never was it. Done and done. Joy, I feel like you have a story in there.
Yeah, mine pales to comparison to that one.
I know. Comes with I don't know how to fix this.
I have no idea.
I don't.
Okay, go ahead. But talk louder so we can hear you. Okay.
Okay. It's been several years ago, and I was at a church speaking, and thank God I was standing behind like a very large wooden platform, like a pulpit,
Okay.
So it was just like this big wooden thing, and I was talking, and I had on a dress that buttoned down the front.
Oh no.
I touched my stomach and realized, oh God, my dress is unbuttoned.
Oh no, nobody told you?
Down.
Oh.
And so I was like, okay, I've got to keep talking. Don't panic. And then try to stand as still as possible behind where nobody could try to see me and try to button up my dress and still breathe.
Oh my God.
At the time. So it was just like, oh Lord. Needless to say, I went home and threw the dress away.
I threw the dress away.
I was gonna ask, have you worn any button-down dresses ever since?
God.
No.
Yikes.
So yeah, it's yeah.
Okay.
The picture of you standing there trying to be like with your hands.
I would have tried to work it. I think I would have been like, you know what? That's how I'm wearing it. That's a new style. Showing my lingerie. I don't know.
It was a very conservative church.
Oh yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
Yikes.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Cynthia?
I feel like all my embarrassing moments have happened in hospitals. So there was this one time I was really sick, and I had to go to the emergency room. I had a fever, with chills, everything. And I'm waiting in the waiting area, and Juan was outside having a cigarette. I just felt like, oh my God, I'm gonna pass out. Let me call Juan real quick so he can come inside and help me. So he comes inside. I pass out. The nurses and doctors, like I can feel them grabbing me, putting me into a wheelchair and everything, but I just couldn't respond. I couldn't open my eyes, couldn't respond to anything. So I could hear them talking. I feel them doing my vitals, and I'm starting to come to, but I'm also feeling something coming up my throat.
Oh,
Ooh.
So I'm like, oh my God. In my head, I'm like, I can't speak. I can't warn this poor nurse that I'm about to vomit on her. I couldn't say anything. And I swear to God, it was like The Exorcist. It just came.
No.
that's awesome.
And afterwards, I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's all I kept saying to the poor girl.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I felt so bad.
We must deal with that all the time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh man. I don't know.
Oy.
So how about you, Carmen?
There's too many. I'm trying to choose which one. I remember one time. The sad part about this is it's like not that long ago, but let's just pretend it was a long time ago. But somebody dared me, and I took the dare. And the dare was that I would be able to get on a bike and go up a hill here in Temescal Canyon. You know, enjoy what I'm talking about, like a mountain bike. I was like, I can do that. That's not a big deal. You know, like, please, you know, because I'm so athletic. I've been working out, whatever. So I get on the mountain bike, and this is like a $10,000. You know, it's some ridiculous amount. Like it's somebody's really great, expensive mountain bike. Okay. So I'm going up and I think I'm like all good or whatever. I lose my way. Not only do I fall, but I fall, the bike goes over me and takes my shirt with it.
Oh, shoot.
Wait, it gets better because I wear a sports bra. But it hooked so perfectly that the bike pedal or whatever was still here. It's better than that because I didn't even notice because I was like, I fell. The bike. Four of my friends are laughing. They're not helping.
Oh
Friends. Thank God we didn't really have cameras back then because this shit would be on social media.
TMZ.
Right now. You'd be able to go click on it. But my boobies, one of them, all out.
Oh my God.
And I didn't notice it. And I was like, why are my friends not helping me? You know what I mean? I was so. And they were can you imagine you have this traumatic experience? I'm thinking, oh my God, the bike, it's so expensive. I broke the bike. I might have broken a limb or something, you know, so dramatic. And my friends with quotes, are laughing, four of them. Like, not just like, like rolling over laughing like you guys are. And I will never forget that with my boobies out on Temescal. The left one.
Janet Jackson ain't got nothing on you.
Nothing on me, honey. My boob was already out there. Yeah. I think that one was probably the most embarrassing, and it got and like it hurt my feelings a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, because they didn't care. I mean, but it was funny, I guess. But it hurts my feelings. Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I've had many accidental naked moments. Yeah.
Oh,
Girl
malfunction. I'm there with you because I have flashed people from literally coast to coast.
Oh my.
It just happened. It's just happened too many times to me. It gets me annoyed, but you know, it is what it is. It's okay. I've learned to love my body. So, I remember one time I did do nude pictures at one point. And Dre, you know, right? I did they're not pornographic or anything.
They're boudoir photos.
They're what?
Boudoir, is that how you say it?
Are they boudoir?
I've never seen them, but
are you serious?
Yeah. I don't.
You've never seen I had them on my website at one point.
I mean, I may have seen a few shots.
Everyone's going to carmensuarez.com. I'm going to get all these hits. They're down.
www. What is it? Oh my gosh.
No, I don't know if they're boudoir. I don't know what that means. Doesn't that mean like it's more like fancy?
It's like sultry, sexy, but with clothes
Yeah,
on.
they're not pornographic people. Yeah, I did a whole photo shoot with this amazing
Tasteful.
photographer. They're what?
Tasteful.
They're tasteful. You can't see anything, but you can see the possibilities. That's all I'm saying. No, they're really beautiful, whatever. But what happened at one point, right? Because when you're doing, cause we did all my headshots, we did outside, we did inside, we did we did changing of clothing, whatever. And he knew we were going to do this because I really wanted to. At one point, it was one of the things on my bucket list to do nude photos that were really tasteful and beautiful, or whatever, right? So, and I felt really comfortable with this photographer, and so we went to do them. But when you're doing a photo shoot, I don't know if all of you know this, but you got to take breaks because you get exhausted. You know what I mean? You get tired. So, we start doing them or whatever. And we start doing the nude ones. And I was very comfortable, because there's a makeup person, there's a lighting person, it's kind of the whole thing, right? And at one point I take a break and I'm just like, wow, whatever. And I'm like, and I hear click, click, click. I'm like, what is happening? He's like, Carmen, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm like, oh, hell to the no. Yeah. I have those photos. But I mean, it was just a weird, I was just taking a break. You know what I mean?
That was for his private stash.
Yeah.
No. Well, he was gay. He was so gay. It wasn't even but the thing, it was so funny because you have the makeup people, the lighting, you feel pretty, the music's on, you do everything, and then you see the reality of the actual you picture that's not posed and airbrushed. You know what I mean? It kind of took away from the whole thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, but I do have the other pictures. They're gorgeous, but they're not the real me, I guess. Yeah.
Very tasteful. Very tasteful.
Okay, who else has an embarrassing thing? Did we go do everybody?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're at the hour mark too.
So what are your questions, Carmen?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a question?
Well, I was going to ask a question that had more to do with the video I sent you, and I sent it to Andrea too, which was how I came up with this kind of idea. And I think it was Jeff, my friend Jeff, who I went to school with, asked a question in the Instagram post. We were talking about best friends, like what makes somebody a best friend. And he asked, is your spouse or your boyfriend your best friend, or do they have to be? And I never answered him because it was in the Instagram post. And I thought it was such a great question. It doesn't have to be about your spouses today. But I'll just be honest and say, I don't think anyone I've ever, again, we now know why Carmen is single and will always be. And now this will add to it. I don't think any guy I ever dated and thought I was in love with was my best friend. I don't think I've ever said that. So I'm curious for all the married people in the room. And is your spouse, or maybe you can't talk about it. So let's talk about past loves. Were they your best friends?
Well, if it makes you feel better, because I am divorced, I considered her my best friend.
Okay.
But obviously that didn't help.
Okay. That's
I think
fair.
there was one guy I dated who I considered my best friend at the time.
Did I know you then? Did I know you then?
No.
Okay, good.
No. Yeah.
That
role has been taken. But yeah, to answer your question, are they and do they have to be, or should they be? I would say no and no. That's my answer.
Interesting.
I think it's helpful, probably, if they are, but do they have to be? Should they be? I don't know. I think it's important to have things for yourself, but I'm also a pretty selfish person, so.
Me too. I'm selfish. I'm selfish and single, and I love it. I love it. Go ahead, Cynthia. Go ahead.
No, I agree that they don't have to be. It probably does make the relationship better. But I don't think
Is Juan in the room? Is Juan in the room?
I consider him as one of my best friends, yeah. Because we pretty much do everything together. I mean, we've been together since I was 19, so.
That's cool. Yeah, I was just messing with you because I know Juan. Yeah, I know. Joy. Is your husband your best friend?
I consider him one of my best friends. Yes.
I love the qualifiers you all said one of. That's good. Yeah. Joy, do you think in relationships that's probably the better way to go? Because clearly I'm taking notes now. So because I have to work on my love language and some other things. So do you think they should be your best friend?
I think they should be, if not your best friend, it's really important that you have that connection with your partner.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, there's a huge aspect of the relationship that's missing.
Right.
And if they're not your, if they're not your best friend, if they're not a really close friend, you need to ask yourself why.
I'm gonna go back to that money part. I'm just saying, you could be my best friend with the money. It's so funny because that's so, I'm just kidding because it's so not me, but it is kind of funny to say. Okay, did everyone answer? I'm going to cut this off a little bit. Hey, Ted, I'm going to cut this off so we go and watch a show. Ted says, I answered this question this week while on vacation. Love my wife. She's not my bestie. Married 24 years. My best friend is someone that I've known for 40 years. Ooh, I think our show next week is going to be real good, Ted. Oh. She's not my bestie. Oh, I like that. It's kind of what you guys were saying, Andrea and Cynthia. Yeah. I honestly don't. I've just never had that experience. And I always, I think we grow with people. So I don't want to say I thought I was in love and now I'm not, because I think that's where I was at that moment. But now when I reflect back, I realize I didn't even like him. Which is weird, I didn't even like things about this person. How could they have been my even good friend, Clearly, again, I'm going to relabel this whole show, Why Carmen is Single. Yeah, so. But I'm so glad you guys stopped by. Thank you so much, Joy. I appreciate you. I know you didn't know till last minute, but thank you for coming on. Andrea, Cynthia, my heart, love you, girl, always. And Rick, thank you. Don't forget, next week, we're going to be on the show Thursday night again, so that'll be fun. Please stop by. But on Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, it'll be the battle between, what is it? Late Night Parents and All About the Joy. And there should be 10 of us, and it should be fun. It'll be Ted Hicks will be hosting on this platform. So we'll see you then for sure. But until then, remember, it's all about the joy, everyone. Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Thanks for stopping by All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.